I spent some time today in the room with y'all and covered a couple things. Main thing is that I covered is about test and retest. So let's look at a test and retest so you can see what I mean. And this would be it here. I believe Bubba Gump was the victim of this one. And then if you have questions and times of day you want me to look at, I certainly will. So here is the 10 o'clock shift for the most part. Yeah, it wasn't recorded, Blue Sky. This is the 10 o'clock shift, right? Boom, boom. And that's it. And it'll pull back and some continuation. But this is generally, there's 10 o'clock coming down, little pullback, like that's the move. Low to high, low oversold, up into over the 50% line. Momentum, swing, high to low, low to high, and the mixture of shit, dots to blue. Everybody see that? Can everybody see the 10 o'clock shift fairly clearly? If you look not just at price action, but just look at the chart as a whole here. Yeah, everybody see that? Quaaludes, the brand name for methaqualone, was often marked with some 714. This marking was associated with the tablets manufactured by Aurora and Lemon. They were called lemons, everybody. The 714 stamp became so widely recognized that Quaaludes were often referred to by that number, or as lemons. Yeah, there you go. So everybody's clear about the 10 a.m. shift. All right, so what some people looked at as the 10 o'clock shift was still raging on here, this move here. So now if you followed the simple rules that I laid out on Saturday and that I also did several workshops before, this might have been a setup for you to the downside at about 10:30 Eastern time. So I want to point out just a little price action clarity. And those are a few things, but when you take the first trade in the morning, there's not a lot of price action history. So when you see the shift and you take it, great. Then it pulls back or whatever happens. Anything after the first and second move of the day, remember there's a 9:40 kind of early morning shifty thing, and then there's a 10 o'clock shifty thing, and then even sometimes there's a little 10:40 shifty thing, right? So by the time you get close to 10:30, 11 o'clock, we already have some history on the chart, yes? So if you look, this is price action on the 3-minute SPX as of about 10:20-ish. Yes? Everybody see that? And when we looked at the indicators, wait for it, right? There's the signal, boom, and boom, right? Everybody see the rules? Time of day. We certainly have reversal, confirmation. The moving averages cross. That's why these are all blue candles now. We have an upward trajectory of the oscillator, just waiting for the RSI to get above, which it does, and waiting for all the dots to go blue, which they do, and it's a short trade from here up to level, right? So like that's the trade. And more than enough runway here to do a CTV, which many of you did. Then the market reverses a little bit, kind of pulls back. So if you look in reverse, you'll see what? Reversal candle, confirmation candle, moving average cross. At the time, green to red. At the time, RSI goes red, and then you get all yellow dots. No, it's more than 3 points. I don't know where you get that, Swim Kid. So like, depending on where you got it, but you've already got reversal, confirmation, and cross. So when these things go, when this breaks, you're at 62.52. right? And the high is 62.59. So that's a 7 point move. And there are people that converted there. So some people took the 55. I asked in the room, well, if you waited for the candle to close, perhaps, but there's no need to wait for the candle to close because you've already have your reversal confirmation moving average cross. So you already have that. And you already have all of your indicators lining up. You could wait for the whole 3 minutes to go by and then take this trade. I know some people took it here. Some people take it on the moving average cross. They could see the trajectory, see it going up, see it turning up, see it starting to bubble and roil. So some people take it early. But there was enough it was enough here to do a CTV, and many people did. My point that I'm showing you here is that you have that, the cross, that, and that to take this trade to the downside. And so what I wanted to point out here is that after you've had the 940 move and after you've had a 10 o'clock move, you now have some history. Oops. You have some history in the chart. You have some levels that have been created. Boom. So now, do you want to really take this trade right here to the downside solely on the fact that you got reversal candle, confirmation candle, moving average cross, oscillator, RSI, shift dots? Everything lined up, price action and confirmation. Not really, because you always want to be aware of what is to your left. And if you looked to your left, you would see a tremendous amount of support and resistance. In fact, you got a little double bottom here. Dum, dum. You got this here. So are you really going to take this trade here? To what? To here? Maybe. But the way to, rightfully look at this is to wait for the next shift. Or wait for a, sort of a retest of this level and see what it does. Does it break or does it bounce? In this case, it bounces. And then you're up against the next time of day and you actually have a shift. And then this one was really cool, which we can talk about. The other thing I think that's important to note, and Cheryl and I were talking about this, about what is the actual 10 a.m. shift? Was the 10 a.m. shift this, or was it this? Was this just an early shift, or was this right on time, or was this like a little late? Which way do we go, George, right? And so there's two things that I want to share. One of them is the direction that it is currently going in. That's number one. And number two, I'm going to share with you how to alter these indicators to line up a little more clear. So in case there's a divergence, you know what to do. So first things first, let's talk about the direction. So prior to 10 o'clock, after 9:40, somebody tell me in one or two words, what was happening after 9:40 leading into the 10 a.m. shift, whenever it's going to happen, because we don't know when it's going to happen. We only know what the direction is leading into the shift. So what were the markets doing before the shift? Yeah, price was coming down, right? Boom. Well, we could look at it, whatever. It was going up and then it was going down. It was going up a little and then it was going down, 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 down. It was selling. I wouldn't say selling off, because that would lead you to believe that there was some trend involved, where with no buyers. But I get your point. So if price is coming down like this into 10 o'clock, my first trade thought is shift to the upside. Yeah, what other direction can it shift than up? True. It's coming down. Now, could it go like this? It could. But I'm not looking to play that. That's a different kind of trade. If I'm training myself on paper, if I'm training myself with one or two contracts, if I'm trying to get good at spotting the shift, I'm looking for the damn shift. And so if price is coming down into the time of day zone, then all I'm looking for is a clue. Start giving me some clues where things might turn. And when it does, then I'll go through my checklist, right? If it comes up to the time of day in one direction, it starts giving me clues, then I'm going to go through my checklist. It's really a simple checklist. It's PA and IND, right? I got 3 things to look at here, and I got 3 things to confirm it here. It's that simple, right? Reversal candle, confirmation candle, moving average cross. Indicators, I want that oscillator changing trajectory and moving in a certain direction. I want the RSI above 50% and moving in that direction. And I want dots lined up. That's it. Boom, 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 boom. So if I look, before I do that, so let me show you how to realign this a little bit better so you can really get a better view of what's going on. And maybe you haven't seen me do this before. I've done it many times, but the 5-period moving average is this yellow or gold line. And if you have it set like this, it looks kind of flattish, right? It looks just kind of flat. And then when you look, flat to down, sort of, so that when you kind of see this looks like it's coming down maybe, and, maybe, even here looks like it's coming down, or it's just like, what's going on? So what I like to do, once the first shift is complete, and maybe even before that, I really want to see with this chart, right? Because you can't see the flying 5 here, can you? Can you see it here? Can you see it here? Can you see it here? Here? Yes. Like now I can see, price action. A little bit more, clarity here, right? So let's look at here. So here is the 5-period moving average. I'm going to do this on the SPY chart too. Boom. Right. Here's the oscillator. Boom. And here's the RSI. Boom. Right. See how they all kind of look different? So what I like to do so that I'm clear, and I've got confluence. So I love doing this. You see? Can you see now? See how they're kind of in a better alignment now? Yeah, thank you. Matching slopes. So if I get a pullback like this was the question today. See this wick here? If someone asked me, well, Michael, what about this? It took out this little wick here. Wouldn't that have gotten you out? I know you said yellow or level, and we got to this, getting close to this level. Okay, out. I get it. But why wouldn't you have been scared out of the trade there? Legit question, right? That's a legit question. Because you don't know it's a wick at the time, right? It looks like a freaking candle. So, at the time, it probably looks like this, right? Now, it doesn't look too friendly when you want to trade it to the upside. But if I've got my indicators properly sloping, and I'm looking at my 5-minute chart, at the same time, I do it here too. Let's do it here too. Let's do it here too. Right? Open this sucker up a little. Open up that so the trajectory is more in alignment. Open that baby. Come on. All right. So now if you look at this. So this wick right here happened right here. Look at this moving average. Look at this thing. Not even a blip. Look at this moving average. Not even a blip. Look at these two moving averages. Like, parallel as they curve up. Price stands straight up like this. Look at this. Do you see anything in here? Any wiggle at all during that wick? Look at that. There's like a slight wiggle there, but not really. Look at this. Look. Any movement at all other than this little wiggle there? None, right? Look at this. Right? Look at this. Right? Plenty of blues. There's right here, am I going to get out of this trade that I put all my investment in here? I looked at the time of day, whatever it is, right? Got the reversal candle confirmation, moving average cross, got the da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, and I'm going to get out of the trade where? Here? Like, what? No way. Yeah, right now. I'm on SPX Swim Kid. Okay, so I'll look at SPY in a sec. I would the pre-market. Let's see. Oh, I see what you mean. Like over here. Let's see. Yeah, I get what you mean on as far as SPY and scalping. Yes, there's definitely a resistance level to be aware of. I'll show you the SPY chart in a second. But let's just finish through this. So just a few quick lessons. Number one, when you're waiting for a time of day zone, if it's coming down, you're looking for clues on the way up. And as someone said earlier, wicks. Yeah, you can see a wick there and a wick there. And then look at the cycle indicator coming down from the depths of despair all the way up and through. Like, yes, right? And look at the RSI. Oversold. Look at this thing. So extreme, it's oversold all the way down here, coming up out of the depths of despair. This is what you want. You want low to high, low to high. Look at the momentum indicator. Stretched down, turning, dots, starting to turn. The only thing that didn't turn here right away was volatility index, but that's okay. Eventually it did once all we got through this chop, and then here it was. That was a move. It was absolutely a move. So just keep that in mind. And also after there's been some history, right? And here you are right here. You must look left. Okay, so I'm gonna talk about test and retest in a second, right? Yeah, and listen, if it was too close for you, Swim Kid, and that's your experience, and that's what your trading plan mentally or written is telling you, then I'm perfectly fine with that judgment. And so what'll happen is for 3 to 6 months, you won't take that trade. You'll wait for every last indicator to line up. And when they do, you will measure, well, if I got in here, I only have 3 or 4 points to SPY or whatever it is, right? And that's fine. When you've got 3 to 6 months experience, you'll find yourself getting in a little bit earlier with no fear, not because you have confidence that every time you're going to be right, but that if you're wrong, you'll just exit and then you'll re-enter. And that just takes experience.
Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video from Trade With Me Now. Make sure to go ahead and like this video and subscribe to our channel so you make sure that you catch our next video right when it's released. Also, if you have a question or comment, please leave that in the comments section below. And of course, if you want to learn more about Trade With Me Now or join our community of profitable traders, go to tradewithmenow.com. There's also a link in the description below.